This video has been brought to you by Azar, one of the world's biggest online streaming and video chatting platforms. Azar gives you the opportunity to meet and connect with people in your local area for free using just your mobile phone.
We're in the studio right now. We're about to use Azar.
I've been on this app for 4 months, yeah? Everybody, I shit you not, everybody on here today is like, you here for Krypton Conan,
Finding someone interesting to chat to you has never been so easy. Use my promo link in the description to download the app and create a profile. It literally takes 2 minutes to get started. And for every UK download we receive, I'll be donating £1 to the NSPCC, who do incredible work to protect children from online abuse. So again, all you gotta do is click the link, download the app and create a profile. Remember, every UK download can change a child's life, so what are you waiting for? Oh, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. We are back again this morning. I hope every single one of you are doing well. And right now on the screen, we can see a fraud, one of the biggest frauds in the game right now. There is an Arsenal agenda, and I want to break it down for you right now, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure we are hitting the like button. Do subscribe to the channel if we are new. Turn the notification bells on. All of that. We much appreciate every single one of you in the building. Let me know your thoughts on the game yesterday. 2-2. Disappointing. We was raging yesterday. I mean, it's passion. It's more passion than anything, ladies and gentlemen. I have to be honest, because I love Arsenal so much. And you know, when you're looking at that game and you're seeing the decisions that were made in that game, referee decisions, you know, even the Saka situation at the end, whether he dived, whether he should have stayed on his feet and went for goal. You know, these are things that will frustrate you as a fan. These are things that will just infuriate you. And in the moment, you will be heated, and you can kind of misjudge a situation in some cases, you know. And I felt that's what I'd done. I went and rewatched the highlights yesterday of the Saka incident. We are going to check it out here, and I want to get your thoughts and opinions on this as well, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. Make sure you hit the like button. Do subscribe. We're going to rewatch the clip of the foul itself. I want you guys to let me know your thoughts on it. But when I rewatched it, I was kind of stuck in kind of two worlds, two minds at that time, because I still felt, even though there was contact, even though there was clear contact, and on that basis, there should have been a penalty given, I believe Saka could have still stayed on his feet and went for goal and bagged it. I still believe that. Even looking back at it now, I still believe that. Anyway, we're going to look at it again. Make sure you hit the like button. We've got a lot to talk about this morning in a short space of time as well. I don't really have a lot of time to get through all of this. So, yeah, we're gonna run through as much as we can. We're going to be talking about Arsenal links with Kingsley Coman and Rafael Leao. They're with a move to Arsenal. Kingsley Coman randomly after a game against Bayern Munich. And then Viktor Gyökeres concern. There is a concern right now. Viktor Gyökeres has come out and spoken about his future within the last 24 hours. You don't want to go anywhere. Fasten your seatbelts. We're going to be talking about that as well. Big up all the real ones in the building, man. I swear to you, I'm still really upset with what happened yesterday, man. Still really upset, but it's not over. You know, it's not over. There is still another leg to go, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be hostile. It's going to be intimidating, but Arsenal need to go there with all full focus and make it happen, bruv. Make it happen. No excuses. After the game yesterday and the performance of Bayern Leverkusen, I wasn't nervous. I wasn't even shook. I was more nervous about us making the mistake. I was more nervous about us being naive and giving away a goal like we did yesterday. That was something I was more worried about. Bayern Munich wasn't a threat yesterday. We had Leroy Sané and moments from him. We had moments from one or two other players, but ultimately they weren't a threat. The reason why those moments occurred is because we had inexperienced players that didn't have the mentality to go into that game yesterday. That's the reason why we saw those moments. If we had Tomiyasu as a left back, I don't think Leroy Sané would have been getting through as easy as he did with Kivior. There was like 2-3 times Kivior got spun on that left-hand side, and I knew it was a problem. I knew it was a problem. And we said it all before the game, that Kivior shouldn't be starting at left back. Even Jesus not starting didn't make any sense. The performance that Jesus put in against Man City on that left-hand side, I thought that has to be the player that starts on the left-hand side. Didn't see it. It was good to see him come off the bench and be a game changer with Trossard. Beautiful bit of play there, ball control. The reason why I wanted Jesus to start, you see the ball that he put on the plate for Trossard, it's the reason why I wanted him to start, blood. because his tenacious movement and the ball, his ability to manipulate a ball in those moments is going to be so confusing for those dickhead bozo defenders in Bayern Munich. You got Eric Dyer, blood. And another reason why you have to run with that is because of the position that they find themselves in as well. This team is vulnerable. This team is fragile. They're losing against lager beer companies, blood. Hoffenheim, I keep mentioning them. I don't even know if that's the name I'm pronouncing, if that's how you pronounce their name, sorry, but you know what I'm talking about. We should have taken advantage of the fact that they have a really underwhelming performing defense right now. Anyway, this fraud on the screen, an agenda. The reason why I'm going to say it's an agenda, right? It's either an agenda or fraudulence, or incompetent fraud. Incompetent fraud. Now, the reason I'm going to go with agenda, right? Because of the situation that happened with Gabriel. The situation that happened with Gabriel, I'm sure I've got the clip of this. Let me quickly bang this on the screen. Make sure we are hitting the like button, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate every single one of you in the building. Eid Mubarak to every single one of you as well. It's a beautiful day. And I hope you had a blessed month this over the past 30 days. It's been incredible. It's been absolutely incredible. Big up all the people that have been fasting. Big up all the people that are celebrating today as well. So, look, this is the situation, yeah, that obviously Tuchel's complaining about. We're going to listen to this now, but this is the Gabriel situation. And this leads me on to the point that I want to make about the agenda. The reason why I believe there was an agenda that wasn't created before the game, that was created within the game. Do you understand? That was created within the game by this fraudulent manager and his officials and the VAR team, all of those dons, yeah? Every single officiating don out there, linesman, everyone, yeah? They all probably spoke about this in the ear. They've got their earpods in there, yeah? They all probably spoke about this throughout the game, halftime, X, Y, and Z, whenever they had the chance to speak about it, yeah? Let's watch this now quickly.
Pitch. I think the referee did not have the courage today to give a deserved penalty in a bit of a crazy and awkward.
And look, I have to agree with Tuchel, and obviously this is. Let's focus on down here a minute. Let's not get distracted by what Tuchel's actually saying. Raya passes Gabriel the ball. Gabriel picks the ball up. He picks the ball up. The referee blew the whistle for goal kick. Raya passes the ball to Gabriel and he picks the ball up.
Did not have the.
No, I didn't even remember seeing this, blood. I didn't even remember seeing this. Obviously, we saw it yesterday, last night when we were going through the highlights. Now, this is a stupid thing for Gabriel to do. Proper bozo thing for Gabriel to do here. But what we have to now determine is, did Gabriel actually hear the whistle? Did he think the whistle hadn't been blown? Everyone was still kind of getting themselves into shape and kind of setting up the play again. I don't know what was going on. But either way, the referee knew what was going on. He acknowledged it. And this is what Tuchel had to say on it, about what the referee decided he thought on the situation as well.
Courage today to give a deserved penalty in a bit of a crazy and awkward situation, but he admitted on the pitch that he saw the situation and that a quarterfinal is not enough for him to give a hand penalty for a kid's mistake. So he admitted that he knows about the mistake the player made. That's a bit frustrating.
And it is, and it would be. It would be that the referee actually owns up to it. He actually says that he saw the mistake and he didn't give it because it was a kid-like mistake. So it goes to show you the referee was on some dickhead team. But on that basis, right, because the referee see it was a dickhead thing, because the referee has admitted it was a dickhead thing, guess what comes into play now for Arsenal Football Club? An agenda. An agenda to the point whereby if anything happens for Arsenal, like what we saw in the latter moments of the game, whereby we was rightly deserved the penalty, we rightly was owed a penalty, it wasn't given. It wasn't given. Now I'm probably believing that was the agenda at play there. He didn't give that, knowing that was a penalty, but also knowing the other situation with Gabriel was also a penalty. And to be fair to Bayern Munich in that sense of not giving them that penalty, he decided to not give Arsenal this clear and utter penalty that was that happened with the keeper and Bukayo Saka. Now let's actually go and look at this this situation with Bukayo Saka. Let's actually look at the replay and rewatch this. It's embarrassing. It's fraudulent. I mean, even Harry Kane has come out and said it was a penalty. At first, he said it was 50-50. Then he says, look, if it was my team, if it was my team, I'm saying it's a penalty, blood. I'm saying it's a penalty. So he's more or less saying it's a penalty, blood. Yeah. Anyway, this is the actual situation that took place. Unknown says it wasn't a penalty. The guy don't know ball. Saka changed direction and stuck his leg out. Okay, well, we're going to watch this now. If you're telling me Saka stuck his leg out. Okay. Saka's the one that stuck his leg out. That's what you're saying. Okay. This guy's a fraud. This guy's come in with the name unknown and started to act fraudulent straight away. Saka's was a penalty all day long, says Mafia Boss. Big up Gavin. He says, stop looking for excuses. It wasn't a pen. Saka stuck his foot out looking for it. Okay, well, we're gonna look at this now, blood. We're gonna look at this now because, in my opinion, nobody stuck their leg out looking for anything. He got knocked. Yeah, he got knocked. He felt the contact. In my opinion, he didn't have to go down. Maybe there was a loss of balance. There are people online right now saying, and they're doing an analyzation of this themselves, and they're basically saying he lost balance where his right leg was hit. Anyway, we're going to look at this now. Let's look at this now, guys. Hit the like button, man. Don't be a hater in the building. Hit the fucking like button. I need over 100 likes on this video. Don't be a hater, blood. Okay, so Saka didn't put his leg out anyway. You know what? There's a better clip somewhere for me. There's a better clip. Let me just take this off the screen. I do apologize. There is a better clip. Let me just look at this. Mute that a minute. It might even be this one. Let me just I think it is this one. One sec. Okay. All right. So we've got another angle there because that angle, that's see the angle that we see there, yeah? Let me just pull it up for 1 sec. Actually. Let me put this back on the screen now. Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that bloody like button, bruv. Come on. Yeah. Where are we? Okay, so come on. Hurry up. Right, here we go, yeah. So just pulling this back a minute. This is the angle that I see it at, obviously watching it on telly, yeah. And my first thought is Saka didn't need to go down. Like, I felt like Saka didn't need to go down. All he needs to do is switch on to his left and bag it. He didn't need to go down. He felt the contact. And I felt like at the time, he mentally told himself as he got into this 18-yard box, out of desperation, that he was going to go down if he felt any type of contact, hoping or relying more or less on the penalty so he can see the game out. But he didn't need to do that in the position that he finds himself. Anyhow, someone just said that Saka stuck his leg out. Saka never stuck his leg out whatsoever. Saka's leg stays in exactly the same position the whole time, blood. Let's look at this. Saka didn't stick his leg out. My man, the goalkeeper, stuck his leg out. He's the one that made contact with Saka, blood. And Saka then dropped to the floor, cuz. Yeah? It wasn't the other way around, blood. It definitely wasn't the other way around. Saka switched on the left, got the ball onto his left. He didn't make contact. He didn't stick his leg out. He didn't do anything with his leg. His leg was in a normal position based on how he was running. Yeah? Neuer stuck his leg out. Yeah? He's the guy that stuck his leg out. Let's get closer here. Neuer's leg. We're looking at the right leg, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking at the right leg. He stuck his leg out. There we go. His leg, he's stuck out. Not Saka's, blood. Not Saka's. We look at that again. Yeah? Saka's leg wasn't stuck out. It was in a normal position based on how he was turning and running with that ball. Look at Neuer's leg. Look at his leg. He's the one with the leg struck out. He's stretching the leg, not Saka. Saka's moved the ball onto his left-hand side. His right leg is in a normal position based on his body movement and how he's maneuvering into the fucking 18-yard box. My God, the goalkeeper's put his right leg out. And then we see the contact. Look, his right leg's the one's been stuck out, not Saka's, blood. Not Saka's, cuz. He's made that contact. There we go. He made that contact. Bang, bang, bang. Contact. Nowhere near the ball. Full contact with Saka's shin. Full contact. Saka felt that contact in my opinion, at this point, could have gained balance. He could have gained balance and kept the ball going and bagged it. Look, he could have kept it, in my opinion. But when he moved forward, for whatever reason, he just went down. Look, he went down here. And that's when he didn't need to go down. But some people are going to argue and say, look, he lost balance. In my opinion, I think he could have regained balance and he would have bagged it. Like I said, if that was Messi, if that was Ronaldo, if that was one of those top elite players that were out here to just bag a goal, they weren't out here to just fucking half-heartedly try and get a goal. They were full-hearted about getting a goal. Their man wouldn't have went down. Their man would have stayed on their feet and bagged it. Do you understand? But anyone that's out here saying, actually, there was no contact, it was Saka that put his leg out, you're wrong, buddy. You're wrong, buddy. You're wrong, even from a different angle. Look, his leg's the one that's coming out. Neuer's leg's the one that's coming out, blood. His leg makes contact with Saka's shin. Saka, that's in all logic, right? In all logic and how penalties work and how these decisions are made, right? Saka had a right to go down. He had a right to go down and be rewarded with a penalty. He had a right. You understand? That was pure contact, went down for a penny. However, my opinion on the matter is he didn't need to go down. He could have stayed up on his feet and he could have bagged it, blood. He could have bagged it. So anyway, let me see what the opinions are now. Let me see what people are saying. Now we've looked at those highlights. Make sure we're hitting the like button. Do subscribe. All of that type of stuff. All of that type of stuff, blood. Like no bias thing as well. No bias thing. Because I'm gonna stand up and say right now the Gabriel situation was definitely a penalty. The referee was a fucking dickhead, and he decided, pardon my language, sorry, early morning settings. He decided that he didn't want to reward Bayern Munich with a penalty. Then on that basis, guess what? The referee and all the officials involved had an agenda after that. The agenda was, if anything was to go against Bayern Munich, they weren't going to give it. They weren't going to give it because they made an exception right there for Arsenal. They feel like they made an exception for Arsenal. We didn't ask for that exception. We didn't ask for the referee to decide that, the Gabriel handball situation is not a penalty. You decided that as a referee, and then you decided to play out an agenda for the rest of the game. Because this right here is a clear and utter penalty, blood. Clear and utter penalty. Neuer moves towards him. Big up Hassan. This is what I'm saying. He doesn't move towards Neuer. He tries to move away from Neuer. He ain't... Based on... When I first watched it, right, I was thinking to myself, listen, Saka, didn't need to go down, blood. It was a light bit of contact, light touch. It was like a little touch. When I look back at it, I'm thinking, actually, this goalkeeper is violated. This goalkeeper has got away with murder right now. He's got away with that. Because he fully stuck his leg out. You see in the spit in a moment, you don't really... But he fully stuck his leg out. There was contact, and Saka had every right to go down and claim a penalty, blood. Every right, and that penalty should have been given. But, in my opinion, did you have to go down? No, you could have stayed up and bagged it. But either way, that should have been a flipping goal for Arsenal. There should have been something out of this. And we've got nothing out of it. And the referee blew there. Another piss-taking thing right now, ladies and gentlemen, is that the referee blew his whistle. They didn't even look at VAR, blood. They didn't even look at VAR. VAR didn't even get involved. Saka does it all the time. The ball goes one way and he goes the other, but he didn't go there. He went with the ball. That's what I'm saying. This guy's got an agenda, man. You've got an agenda as well now, blood. Are you wearing glasses, double glazed glasses? It sounds like, blood, because, bro, it's a clear penalty. It's clear. Saka didn't, it's like looking at it to a degree. I don't even think like Saka was actually even trying to go down. Like a part of me feels like when I first watched it, I feel like you mentally bottled that. When I first watched it, even the reaction I gave yesterday, I said to myself, listen, you mentally bottled that. I still feel like a part of me still feels like he mentally bottled it. But when you look at the body language does tell you something different. And the body language in the clip that we've just watched, demonstrates that, you know, Saka wasn't even trying to go down. It looks like Saka was actually just trying to move to the left, trying to get around the goalkeeper. And he felt the contact, bang. And the moment he felt that contact, he knew it was time for a penalty, blood. And he wasn't rewarded with one. Mbappe gets these all day and he's a known diver. Big up Rizzo. He says, I wish Saka just went goal. Me too, man. Definitely a pen, but I think Saka could have scored. Big up H, absolutely. Looks like Saka tried to avoid Noah, but couldn't get clipped. Yeah, man, I think he tried to avoid him and he got caught, man. I think they use our own style with us playing down the wings and outpaced us, says God blessed. Can we get a rematch? I don't think so. Big up VL. He says Saka is still young. He will learn from these experiences. 110%. It's just a shame. It's just a shame, man, because we really wanted to get a dub out of this game. It wasn't about a draw. I swear to you, there were so many fans out there happy for a draw. Now, of course, a draw still keeps you in the tie. A draw still keeps you in contention of going through to the next stages. But ultimately, you know, we wanted to get a win because we know how hostile and how difficult it's going to be when we go to the Allianz, and we wanted to take advantage of that. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. We have to go there now, make it happen. There was even this situation yesterday with Harry Kane. I mean, no penalty was given. You know, this could have been a part of the no penalty, no card was given. Sorry, with the elbow to Gabriel from Harry Kane, and you know, this is really annoying stuff you're seeing here, man. And the referee was just totally incompetent, man. Even Noah's face, man. Noah's face. I keep calling him Noah. Noah's face, blood. You can see this is a man guilty. This is a man that knows he made contact. He fouled my guy. He fouled the Don, blood. And he couldn't believe he got away with it. You know, the way there. But that's because the referee had an agenda after that Gabriel situation. Sane's penalty was the same. I mean, Sane's penalty was more lighter than this one. And this one wasn't even given. Wasn't even looked at. And that's the point. That's another big, massive point. And both goals could have been avoidable as well, man. He looked awful, bruv. He's lost it. He's an old Don now, man. This ain't the Noah of 2014, 2013, 2015, blood. This guy's old and done out, bruv. Like even the shots, bruv. We could have banged this team up, bruv. Proper punched them up, bro. We could have, but listen, it is what it is, man. Let's see what happens in the next game. Obviously, it's next week, man, so we don't have long to wait. But everyone's upset, man. You know, the Bayern Munich, director's upset. You know, the referee blows his whistle. The goalkeeper passes the ball to the defender who takes it with his hand, and that's a penalty. The referee said, I can't give such a penalty in quarterfinals. Excuse me. It's not my fault. It's not our fault. Yeah, it's crazy, man. That referee was just mad. And because of that, ladies and gentlemen, he had an agenda, and he had to kind of support Bayern Munich after that. It was funny to hear the Arsenal fans teasing Harry Kane with the reminder that Granit Xhaka is top of the Bundesliga. He was doing his press conference with TNT Sports after the game, and obviously the stadium's empty, really empty, innit? Only a couple of fans are still around. They're singing Granit Xhaka's top of the league or some shit they were singing. And you can see it in Harry Kane's face where he was struggling to focus. Another plus that we could take from yesterday's game is that Alphonso Davies won't return. He will miss the second leg. Alphonso Davies, man, he had pace. Saka was giving him a run for his money, though. I have to be honest. Alphonso Davies didn't look as world class as many have mentioned in the past. Blood, like obviously his athleticism and his overall physicality is second to none. The guy is on a next wave. You can see how fast the guy is when he moves with the ball and when he's off the ball, X, Y, and Z. But I think Saka gave him a run for his money, and yeah, he's not going to be involved in the second leg, which is good news for Arsenal Football Club. All right, let's move on to main topics of discussion. Make sure we are hitting the like button. Do subscribe to the channel if we are new. Turn the notification bells on. All of that. We've got some Gyökeres news, Gyökeres update. Gyökeres has spoken, ladies and gentlemen, and I am concerned. I'm sure many of you guys are going to be concerned with what Gyökeres has to say. Well, it's concerned and also at the same time compelling, because it's like I want to, like, it's one of those ones where, you know, it could still happen and come to Arsenal. He's kind of talking about leaving Sporting Lisbon and there being a strong possibility. But the manager that is, you know, leaving to join Liverpool is spoken about quite a lot. Let me find this. And it could be a stumbling block for Arsenal Football Club if Arsenal are serious about getting Gyökeres done. So firstly, Viktor Gyökeres' agent, we'll share this first. His agent says it will be difficult for Viktor to stay at Sporting Lisbon if Ruben Amorim decides to leave the club. We had 8 proposals for Gyökeres last summer, and he decided to join Sporting for Amorim. So he joined Sporting for Amorim. Now that's extremely interesting because you know, it's obviously the manager's vision, style, and you know, everything else that comes with that manager that inspired the player to go and join Sporting. Now the manager seems set in stone to move to Liverpool, and we do know Liverpool are going to be looking for a striker. They will look for a striker. They're going to, you know, probably move on. Most Saudi Arabian clubs are in the race to, you know, try and get that one done. And there's going to be potential exits for Luis Diaz and, you know, 1 or 2 other players. So they probably will look for a striker. And Gyökeres, being a versatile attacker who can play on the left channel, the right channel, down the middle, you know, this is someone that Amorim is going to definitely look at if he's got the budget for it. And being obviously the ex-manager of Sporting Lisbon, who's going to get the better deal? Who would get the better deal? Gyökeres or, I mean, Gyökeres, Arsenal or Liverpool with Amorim as the manager. Do you know them way there? So, you know, that's going to be a potential stumbling block. But I want to get, where's the Viktor Gyökeres retweet, blood? They're looking for it while I'm talking waffle, and I can't even find it. I thought I'll be there by now. Oh, man. Damn. Make sure you are hitting the like button. Yeah, just it's interesting. It's interesting, this Gyökeres deal, man. And he could potentially be inspired to go and link up with Amorim at Liverpool if that deal is finalized. But it does look like it will be finalized. Let me see if I've got it here, but I can't find it, bro. Okay. But yeah, so I mean, there's no guarantees, even based on what the agent is saying here. There is no guarantees that Gyökeres is going to be staying at Viktor. Flipping out, what am I thinking? At Sporting Lisbon, sorry. Of course, Luis Diaz, just to quickly touch on this could be a potential move for Liverpool, and then they could therefore bring in Gyökeres as a replacement. Liverpool this summer amid interest. What? Luis Diaz is set to leave, is yet to agree, a contract extension, and could leave Liverpool this summer amid interest from PSG and Barcelona. The Reds do value the Colombian at 75 million. It's a lot of money, but that would be enough money to actually get Gyökeres done for Liverpool. So let's see how it goes, man. Liverpool, will they jump onto Gyökeres? Will Gyökeres be interested in Liverpool over Arsenal? Are Arsenal one of the 8 clubs that have made contact? We have been told recently that Arsenal prioritize Gyökeres. So let's see what happens. Rice was getting bullied in midfield. I couldn't believe it. I wouldn't say he was getting bullied. I think he was, in my opinion, kind of a bit overwhelmed by the presence of the players at Bayern Munich. And I think he was just tired. I think Declan Rice is getting to a point where he's slightly tired. We're playing a lot of games. He played both games for England as well. You know, he hasn't had a rest. He had a rest the other day. He was on the bench for, was it the Brighton game? I think he was on the bench for one of the games. And then he obviously come off the bench. In my opinion, he shouldn't even come off the bench. Why are you bringing him on? If you want to keep him warm in training, blood. You don't need to bring him on for a stupid game that we're already winning 2-0. Does it make any sense? So, you know, we do need to start resting players. You know, we're in a period now where the man management of these players is so crucial, because it's the man management now that's going to see us through. The man management. We know we've got the quality. We know we're in a position to win both the Champions League and the Premier League. You know, can we? Yeah. Is it a possibility? Yeah. Is it a strong possibility? I wouldn't say it's strong, but it's there or thereabouts, because look how far we are in this competition, and look what we've just achieved in a game against Bayern Munich, 2-2. Should have been better, should have won the game in my opinion, but we're still there. It's half time for Arsenal. And then we've got the Premier League. So right now, it's so crucial that Mikel Arteta has a real plan in place to best manage these players over the next 7-8 games. Because that's what's going to see us through, blood. That is what's going to see us through. Yes, we know Gabriel is a bozo, and we're lucky. We need more female referees. The man them hold that. Pick up Egan. He says, Gabriel picked up the ball while it was still in play in the box. Why didn't Bayern Munich not get a penalty for that? And this is the reason why I've said there was an agenda at play. The referee made the stupid decision. He made that decision, not Arsenal. Arsenal didn't argue. They didn't try and manipulate the referee what he was thinking at the time. They just allowed the referee to do whatever he was doing, and he decided to make that decision. And on the basis of making that decision, there was then an agenda that was created, because you then didn't give us a penalty. You didn't give us a penalty, and I can only assume you never gave us that penalty, which was a clear penalty, because you were siding with Bayern Munich in the penalty that you didn't give them. Clearly, they were putting pressure on you. Clearly, Tuchel wanted answers. Clearly, the referees on the sideline gave him his answer, and that was the answer. Now, that's that consciously, I'm telling you now, that decision to not give Bayern Munich that penalty, when it was a clear penalty for Bayern Munich, that consciously played on the referee's mind, and therefore the agenda was unfolded, and Arsenal didn't get given a penalty at the end of the game. That's literally what happened. Facts. That's my facts anyway, blood. You know, then way there, that referee's a fucking idiot. Big up Daniel, big up everyone in the building, big up my guy Freddie, I see you, broski. Big up the Guna Factory. Rice was isolated a lot of the time, definitely not bullied. Yeah, I agree with that, man. I just think it was a bit of fatigue. And, you know, I know what moment most people are going to highlight with Rice. The moment they're highlighting is when Jesus and Trossard come onto the pitch. Because basically what happened is we brought Trossard and Jesus onto the pitch without taking Havertz off. And then Havertz dropped into the 8 role. And then when Havertz drops into the 8 role, guess what? He becomes Casper. He vanishes and offers you nothing. He offers you nothing. Literally nothing. And when he was offering you nothing, the moment that Bayern Munich are getting on the ball in those central areas, they're outrunning Havertz straight away. It's only leaving Havertz, it's leaving Rice and Odegaard to track back. And I was screaming at my TV to say, Arteta, bring Thomas Partey on right now. Don't take Declan Rice off. Take Havertz off. Take him off and bring on Thomas Partey right now. Man left it to the 85th minute to bring on Thomas Partey, blood. And even though Thomas Partey was underwhelming, I think we needed him earlier, because he would have then potentially grew into the game and offered us something like he did with that final pass to Saka, because he was the one that put the ball on the plate for Saka in that final pass. So he could have maybe offered us 1 or 2 more of those type of passes if Mikel Arteta would have brought him on earlier in the game. But this is the reason why now. Mikel Arteta's man management has to come into play and be what's under a lot of scrutiny when it comes to winning this title and winning the Champions League, because that's what's going to see us through right now. Mikel Arteta's man management of these players, as well as his game management. Big up, bro. But what's this title? Hand on heart, that was not a pen, and yellow for Kane was correct. Sophia, I do. Is it your name, Sophia, or whatever your name is, Sophia? Listen, you don't know what happened with the title. You've come into the stream very, very late. Anyone that's joined the stream late that wants to actually know why the title says that there was an agenda, you have to rewatch the stream back. We were robbed, and there was an agenda at play. The agenda was at play because of the referee's decision. The referee's decision to not give Bayern Munich a penalty, so therefore he had an agenda for Arsenal after that and never gave Arsenal what they rightly deserved, which was a penalty as well. And if you're saying it wasn't a penalty, we've already rewatched the highlights of it. So again, you've missed it. You're going to have to go back to the beginning of the stream and rewatch the stream again. But you see, it was a clear penalty. Saka didn't do anything other than try and get around Neuer, and Neuer stuck his leg out and made contact with Saka's shin. And therefore, it was a clear and utter penalty, blood. clearing out a penalty. I say I'm tired of the victim mentality. We weren't good enough to win the game. Simple as. Yeah, bro, you're coming in with some gas talk right now, blood. You know, when you're coming through like after the stream has been going for 35 minutes and you're coming in with some victim mentality. No one's talking about victim mentality, blood. At the end of the day, if you hear what man's been saying and what man had to say, I've told you, Arsenal should have won the game. Should have won the game. It was an easily winnable game. Easily winnable game, blood. So anyway, go back to the beginning of the stream, rewatch what I've said, blood. Yeah. Exactly. Rice was a lone midfielder at times. He was a lone midfielder. He was getting outrun, man. He was getting outrun. Crazy. Crazy, because it was only him by himself, man. And that's because Mikel Arteta decided to keep Havertz on the pitch. What are you doing, blood? Havertz is not a number 8. I don't want to see Havertz as a number 8. I'm sorry. Anyway, man, let's move on. I ain't got long left. So 2 more players that I want to talk about in this video, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure we are hitting the like button. Do subscribe. Arsenal being linked with 2 players this morning in Rafael Leao and Kingsley Coman. Let's start with Leao first. Now, this guy here, I'm not too sure who he is. He basically claims that Arsenal have been in contact with the representatives of Rafael Leao. Leao is Mikel Arteta's top target this summer. Leao is open to a move. No negotiations yet, but AC Milan have named their asking price. Now, this guy is spitting some real wild information here. I'm not too sure how true this information is, ladies and gentlemen, but it's getting wild up by the day. I have to be honest. It's literally getting wild up by the day. Arsenal have contacted Rafael Leao, according to this fraud. Don't make any sense, blood. The reason why I'm not going to really buy into this Rafael Leao rumor right now. I'll watch it back, but I agree to disagree. Hopefully we'll play better next Tuesday at the Allianz. Absolutely, man. Listen, we can agree to disagree. Go and watch it back, bro. And watch this stream back. I break it down and I slow-mo it down. You can see that the keeper's the one that brought him down, bro. He's the one that stuck his leg out. No one else. No one else stuck their leg out, bro. Saka was moving, you know, the way his body should have been moving based on the fact that he turned left and tried to go around the keeper. Then your leg stuck out and hit my man's shin. It was clear as day. Anyone that did, like from the angle that the you know what it was, right? And I felt the same way as well. The angle that we see it from on TV, you didn't really see the contact as much. You need to see all of the other angles, blood. Anyway, yeah, this is, I mean, look, Rafael Leao is a good player, but do I believe that Arsenal are going to sign Rafael Leao? No. Do I believe that Arsenal are really interested in Rafael Leao? No. Why? Because remember what we're looking for. Remember what we are looking for, ladies and gentlemen. We are looking for people that have great attitudes, that have strong work ethics. These guys' work rate are 100%. Nobody drags, nobody walks, nobody. This guy on the screen is a good player, good technically gifted player, has a strong mentality at times, especially when on the ball and trying to attack and get into that final third. But when it comes to losing the ball, tracking runners, tracking back, trying to do the things that you see a Jesus do or what you see a Martinelli do, this is not the guy for us. This is not the guy for us. This guy is not doing any tracking back. This guy's work ethic is very, very lazy. He doesn't work, blood. He walks around the pitch. He walks around the pitch. He will put other players in danger based on some of the antics that this guy has got. And people might disagree and people will agree. But look, based on this one, I just don't think this is a player that Arsenal are truly looking at. It doesn't make any sense to me for why Arteta would want to bring someone like this to the club. Unless you were bringing him in to be that guy whereby he doesn't have to do any tracking back. Where Mikel Arteta said, you know what, don't worry, I'm going to build a solid central midfield base to the point where Rafael Leao doesn't have to track back. Don't worry, don't worry, Rafael. You stay up there. Just stay up there. We'll hit the ball to you. We'll hit the ball to you. You just utilize the space and get in behind as much as you can. Don't worry. That's all I need you to do, blood. Unless Arsenal were deciding to do that, and that's the type of football we want to play, and that's the type of freedom we want to give him, then maybe. But other than that, if this is all about working hard and this is all about work ethic and all of that, Raphael isn't the answer for us, blood. He drags his feet. He's a lazy Don. He's a very, very lazy Don. And I'm not even talking about body language. I'm not even talking about body language lazy. I'm talking about just lazy. You know, them way there. I remember Leao working out with Rice last summer. I remember. I think they've got the same agent. If I'm right or wrong, maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe. I think Rice's agent's brother, actually. Is it his brother, his agent? I don't know. Big up Lou Shane. He says, I tell people the same thing about Ezzy. Good attacker, but walks back. Yeah, man. It's, you know, these guys are not built to be real workers. And I just don't see Mikel Arteta wanting lazy players. We want workers, not lazy players. Exactly. Wax, what's your thoughts on the game yesterday? Oh, man, I've been here already, DS. I've been here already. You're going to have to rewatch us back, my guy. I do apologize. I've only got about five more minutes left, and I've got to go through Kingsley Coman as well. We don't need Leao. Exactly. Big up James Bond. James Bond. I see you, James. Big up Per. He says, no agenda, no nothing. We are just not that good outside of PL. No, I disagree with you, Per, man. Look, I think Arsenal played well yesterday. It wasn't the best. It wasn't our best of performances. I think we played well, especially to stay in the game. I think the tactics and the decisions to bring on Trossard and Jesus worked. The tweaks that were made in those moments, it worked. I just think in the first half, we failed to finish our chances. We didn't look. We didn't look poor, man. There was only one. There was Kivior looked poor. So Kivior looked poor. Martinelli was poor. I would say I don't want to say Gabriel was poor, but he was like borderline poor. Yeah. Those three, and then who else? Who else could you say was poor? Havertz was poor. Havertz was poor in yesterday's game. And that's it, blood. I mean, off the top of my head, based on what I remember, those four players were the only poor players that stood out to me. They're the four players that I looked at and said, you know what, you man are dickheads today. You man are not playing the way you need to be playing. I thought Saka was on it yesterday. I thought Trossard and Jesus were on it when they come off the bench yesterday. I think Odegaard was on it, hence why he got player of the match yesterday. I think Ben White was on it. Should have bagged these chances in the first half, but it is what it is. Saliba was on it yesterday, bruv, putting in a solid defensive shift yesterday. Obviously gave away the penalty, but I don't even blame him that much for the penalty. Do you know what I mean? It was just kind of like one of those moments where it's like, oh, do I put my body in? Do I not put my body in? Can I get the ball? Can I not get the ball? Maybe he could have dealt with the situation better, but other than that, I think Saliba put in a good performance. I think David Raya was another questionable one, but he wasn't poor. There was just questionable things that he done. But yeah, like it wasn't one of our best, but it wasn't our poorest. And I just think if we go into the next game more focused, really on it, more energy, let's not let the hostility phase us. We went to Man United, we went to Man City the other day, we went to Etihad and we got a draw out of it. All we need to do in this game is make sure we get goals, blood. We can prevent them from scoring because we're the reasons why we give them goals. But as long as we can bag and we take our chances, but we can beat them. We can beat them. And they know it. They know it, blood. But yesterday was definitely the day to beat them. But Per, man, you're being a bit harsh there, blood. You're being a bit harsh there, bruv. I think yesterday's game was better than people are making out, man. But it was a tough one. Jorginho, Jorginho was questionable yesterday as well, I think. Thomas Partey was questionable when he come off the bench as well. Jorginho wasn't bad, though. I'm not going to say Jorginho was bad, blood. I think Jorginho had some good moments, man. Goretzka and Lema had good games. Lema was all over the place. There were moments where he looked a bit shaky, a bit anxious, wasn't too sure. Gave the ball away a few times. That was good for us, of course, but made some stupid challenges, gave away some fouls. But they were on it. They were trying to get stuck in. They weren't trying to lose focus. They were trying to stay in the game. But yeah, man. Anyway, Rafael Leao, you know, he's being linked. Let's see what Arsenal do with this one. I don't think it's true. And then you got Coman as well. I don't know where King Coman randomly coming from. I think man are just making up stories because we played Bayern Munich yesterday. I really don't know. But we've got this Kingsley Coman one that I'm going to quickly touch on, and then we're wrapping this up, ladies and gentlemen. Big up Henry, makes us his favourites to win the Champions League as well. Love to see it, bloods. Rule one there. Never had an agenda. Everyone said that. You know, remember when everyone was trying to go against Henry? They tried to say he had an agenda for Mikel Arteta, blood. You man are frauds, blood. All he ever did was felt the way we felt as Arsenal fans, or how I felt. You understand? And that was Arsenal weren't doing good enough, and we needed to do better. And Stan Kroenke was moving like a dickhead, blood. Do you know what I mean? And I rate Stan. I think Stan and them man are the right owners and always been the right owners, but there's been questionable moments. And, you know, as a real passionate Arsenal fan, you have to kind of stand up and speak up when those moments occur, blood. And that's all Henry done. And people try to say, oh, we had an agenda. Big up Henry, the realest Arsenal legend you'll ever fucking find, blood. Still out here, blood. Doesn't care about PSG or anyone in France. He cares about Arsenal, blood. You know, them way there. But anyway, this Kingsley Coman thing, Arsenal could move for Bayern Munich winger Kingsley Coman as a backup for Bukayo Saka, according to transfer.com. Bit of an underwhelming signing, especially with the potential options on the market for the Gunners, according to Punch Drunk AFC. I don't know who these guys are, but we kind of share the stuff that they say on a regular basis. They're more or less aggregators, or trying to be. Everyone's trying to be an aggregator these days, man. It's actually annoying, but it is what it is. We share each and everyone's opinion, and we share our opinions as well. Kingsley Coman, a good player, but I don't know if I would be looking at Kingsley Coman. Didn't really look that threatening yesterday. He tried to come on and show a bit of ball control, and it let him down, actually. It let him down. His touch was a bit poor, was a bit soft yesterday. So, yeah, man, Kingsley Coman can go and stay over here, but at Bayern Leverkusen, blood. We want Bayern Munich, sorry. Bayern Munich and Bayern and Bayern. Yeah, blood, it's mad. Kingsley Coman, do let me know how you feel about this one. Wax, Arsenal have two styles of play. They will play that defensive style next week against Bayern. Coman is injury prone, not for me, says Tope. Bakayoko. Yes, Bakayoko from PSV is the player that you're talking about, I believe. He is the one that we need on the right, according to Melbourne. Coman fits Arteta's system, though, says Guna Road. Yeah, I mean, there's a number of wingers that fit the system. What's happening with Martinelli? I think Martinelli's that's going to be a topic of discussion over the next coming days. I think there's going to be a major topic of discussion around, Martinelli. I think he's been poor recently, hasn't he? Brahim Diaz back up. Yeah, I'll take him all day. He's familiar with the Premier League as well. He's at Man City. He's familiar with Mikel Arteta. He's obviously played in Spain. He's Moroccan, I believe. He is Moroccan, isn't it? He is born in Spain, I think, and he turned Spanish He turned the Spanish national team down to go and represent Morocco. Big him up, man, because you don't find that often. So big up Brahim Diaz. I would bring him in 110%. The only problem is when you've got AFCON, he's not going to be around, and that usually is an hiccup for Arsenal. But at the moment we don't really have that many AFCON players at the club, so why not, man? Why not? Moroccan Spanish, yeah, he's a good player, man. I've signed him on Football Manager so many times. I was finding him about 3-4 years ago when he was a kid. He was a kid at Man City. Man City are selling him on the game for like 6 million. I'm like, blood, have you not seen his stats? My man's technique is 17. He's dribbling 17. He's flipping pace is 16. I'm thinking, how are Man City on the game selling this guy for 6 million, putting him on the under 21s? I'm like, right, this is mad. So I found him on the game, followed him in real life, and always knew he was a guy. And then he was at AC Milan bagging it. And when he was at AC Milan, that's when I was like, yeah, the game wasn't lying to me, blood. The game wasn't lying to me. He's a real baller. Man City didn't make any sense with letting that one go. Doesn't make any sense. But it is what it is, man. We should bring him into Arsenal. I'll make that happen. And the last report I read surrounding Brahim Diaz is that, Real Madrid would be willing to let him go for about 50-60 million. So, yeah, I'll be all on that, blacks. Pause. He can play AM. He can play on the right wing. He can put him on the left wing. He can switch on his right foot and bag. Come on, man. Real Madrid have recovered half of the price from free season loan fee. That's what I'm saying. That's what these teams do. And this is what Arsenal will follow as well with the academy, especially when they sign players from the academy. So they'll be signing players for the academy, big money players. So they might be spending 10, 15, 20 million pounds on a player from Brazil, but they're going to recoup some of that money by loaning that guy out. You know, making like 1.2, 1.5, 2.5, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, even depending on how qualified the player is and depending on what type of team you're dealing with. You know, you can kind of recoup back that money on loan fees. And that's how teams do it. Man City have been doing it. They've got bare players out on loan, blood. Arsenal have been doing it. Arsenal, you go and look back in the archives and go and look at under Arsene Wenger, we had half of the academy out on loan. Why do you think we had half of the academy out on loan? Because that was to help, you know, keep Arsenal afloat. It was to keep Arsenal afloat, fam. And then we sold most of those players for peanuts, 900 grand, 1.1 mils, 750 grand. Can you imagine selling Donald Malin, who's now worth like 30, 40 million for flipping 750k? You're selling Ismail Benessa to AC Milan for 1 million, blood. 1 million. Doesn't make any sense. Arsenal were down in the dumps, boy. They needed that money. Usmanov wasn't leaving, so they had no choice but to sell these players for peanuts because they needed to keep the lights on. They needed to keep the lights on. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this up, man. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us today. Make sure we're hitting the like button, all of that type of stuff. Do download the app as well, the Azar app. I keep forgetting to mention it to you guys. The link can be found in the description. And yeah, you can connect with talented people in your local area from all over the world as well. So anyone can download it no matter where you are watching from. Canada, Africa, UK. Just every single one of you download it. And yeah, man, big up all the real ones. Hit the like button. We will be back again. So make sure you check us out. Turn your notification bells on. And guys, I look forward to seeing you lot on the next one. Peace.